joining me. Today's reading is going to be their thoughts on you. You've got 3 piles. The first one is Violet Ice. The second one is Russet Orange. And the third one is Morning Mist. So if you want to take the choice, then we'll get stuck in and see what comes up.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, there we are, pile number 1, Violet Ice. I've got a different spread today. Let's see if this works for you. I've got different sections with different meanings. And I always think when you set a tarot spread, it's a bit like a ceremony. The more you repeat it, the more it sticks in. This is something that always fascinates me, especially with Ouija boards. I always think, well, who did the first Ouija board? How did you know that worked? You know, and when we repeat that ceremony, it's almost like an opening, isn't it? There must be something in that. It fascinates me. Anyhow, let's have a look. The first card that flew out the pack is the Sun. And this is more for your personality. So this person, their thoughts on you, they're seeing you as the Sun card. Before I unveil the rest, even to myself, I'm just going to tell you what the Sun card means to me, and then you'll see me struggle with the other cards. But let's just see, because we're all a mixture of different qualities, aren't we? The Sun card to me, the first thing that comes to mind is blonde hair, and I can imagine, like, I don't know, about 40%, 30% of the people watching have possibly got some ashy colours or some yellowy blonde colours. The rest of you haven't. So the other thoughts I have will be a face that tends to be, in youth, a little bit squarer than long. Eyes tend to be small, tends to have what I guess is a very masculine energy, not very masculine, not like Attila the Hun, but more like, forthright, forward, open, sharing the personality. There will be a sense of warmth, there'll be a sense of play about you. There's almost that sense of when people come across as the Sun, there's an excitement about it. There's like, they want to join in. You're very sort of beckoning in some way. It's like, come and play with me, come and play with me. That's it, full stop. Let's have a look at what else we've got to go with it. Mother of Air. So immediately, without looking at the rest, I will change as I go through these, but I'm going to layer them and then see how they interlink at the end. So there will be a struggle with this. The Mother of Air and the Sun card will be somebody who's very, somebody loves me, somebody's texted me. Let me get rid of that. Let me just turn it off. I can't use text. I can't actually turn it off. The Mother of Air here with the Sun card will be somebody who's very quick with their words, very, as I said earlier, playful, somebody who flirts, and it's the way that they put conversations out or the look in their eye. It's got a cheeky feeling to it. I've often said in many readings, because I used to teach young kids, younger kids at one point, and when I got the Air and the Leo together, it tends to have a naughtiness and a cheekiness, and all the other kids love this type of character. It's difficult for teachers, but it's that type of child that you look at and you try and look really stern at because you're supposed to be telling them off, but you're actually trying to, you're smirking when you turn around. You've got here the Nine of Fire. Okay, this is where it starts changing. I feel that this person senses that with everybody else, you're open, you're fun, you're wild. There's a feeling of creativity, of making things happen in life, of being able to talk freely with everybody else. Then you've got the Nine of Fire and the Eight of Water here. I feel that you quiet yourself down in this person's presence and they pick that up. And this is the type of energy you get when the other person questions whether you like them or not, because you're quieter. Sometimes people go quiet, depends on their personality. When they're around people they find attractive, and other people tend to amp up. I feel that you may be that person that either wants to take in their energy to wonder where you sit, because you're more tentative, you're more on the edge of either being hurt or, that's not wrong, but that probably is wrong. What is it? I don't know whether I'm thinking of this through my own brain or whether I'm thinking of it through the cards, which is always is a mixture of both here. To me, this feels confident, playful. Not so confident in the fact that they shove themselves into situations and don't take check of what's going on around them. But this card here, these cards here make me think that you're giving the impression that you're holding back. They've picked that up from you. The reason why, I don't really know. It could be a feeling of wanting to sort of take their energy in and understand who they are, or it could be almost with this card here, protecting yourself, watching your words a little bit to make sure you don't trip up. So they think there's more to you than you're showing them, is probably what I'd pick up, and you're holding a bit back for whatever reason, I don't know. Let's have a look at how they saw yours. Yeah, that's past tense, isn't it? Your interaction. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles to me, I'll leave these cards a minute. The Ten of Pentacles to me makes me think that your interaction was above board. It's like, it's polite and it's formal and it's sensible and it's all those things that look good. Because that Ten of Pentacles is everything well maintained, well contained, very sort of earthy, very sort of talking about what's in front of you. But there's a twinkle in your eye I think they've picked up. There's a feeling here that you want to play and that you're holding that back. And so what's coming out of your mouth is not what's in your head, and they're picking that up. There's a feeling here that you want to flirt, but you didn't allow yourself with these cards here, and you've come across as quite formal. Well done. Well done. Right, let's put these cards out together. You've got the same card here. Oh, no, it's not the same card. It's just the same feeling. I want to show that with that because it's basically somebody in a boat. That's the Six of Swords and that's the Eight of Water. Sorry, yeah, that's the Eight of Water. Why are those two under there together? Both of them are a journey. One's an emotional journey of moving away and one's a mental journey of moving away from something that feels okay. Perhaps what they're picking up is perhaps you've got this vulnerability or sensitivity about you that you don't like to put out on the table in case it's pinged in some ways. Probably what I would think with those two together. The Queen of Cups, you could have been sharing practical information about work or about a skill that you both either share or you're both involved in. And I feel that you've come across as being very masculine in the qualities that you're pushing out, the things that you're saying, but they're sensing also a very kind and compassionate energy about you. Somebody who is protective of people who are in their fold. But I feel that the conversation was very, very mundane. I feel it was very much on the grounds of either what do you do in work or the weather type of thing here. It's like polite and it's formal. So there's lots of things coming. This to me is like two people who are chatting and you both know what's going on. So you're both having a conversation. You want to relax and want to flirt, but your energy won't let you until you know this person better or until you're in a different situation with them. They're sensing that the conversation is not really needed. As in you're doing it, it's coming out, it's automatic, but nobody's actually paying attention to what either of you are saying because there's some energy going on behind here. And I feel that what they're picking up mainly is a playful, I'm going to say masculinity. When I say masculinity, it's energy that, masculine energy, wants to start things off, wants to initiate things, wants to impress, wants to flirt, wants to make the situation more, to make it a bit more fireworks in it. But they also sense that you are holding yourself back, and in that there's a layer behind you which is very kind and caring, wanting the conversation to go well and wanting them to feel comfortable with you as well, which to me is this feeling here, and hence this sort of, looks like it's going to rain conversation, or do you know I'm really good at using the computer? No, I'm not. Okay, let's keep going here. What did they wish had happened? The King of Wands. I don't know the rest of the cards yet, but initially with the King of Wands and you coming across as the Sun, there's some sort of energy that is like two kids that want to get started, that want to play. It's like seeing your best buddy in school when you're 5 or 6 and wanting to get involved. And you're giving them the impression that, they're picking up that's your energy, but why can't they do it? There's a feeling of friendliness and there's a feeling of them wanting everything to be okay. This Knight of Wands feeling, especially with the two birds above it here, as a need to relate. It feels like your energy's similar at the moment. You're both trying to push this forward in order to get it moving so that both of you leave the conversation or they get together feeling that it was okay. You're looking out for each other. it's like wanting to repeat it again. And so the effort you put in this time may give some sort of impression whether it will, this event will come back again, whether you'll come back to them possibly. And I don't quite know what that means, but yeah. Okay. This has got a feeling, a weird feeling here, because you've got the embodiment King of Cups here and the Queen of Cups down here. You're trying, and this is what I said with this card fitting with this card. There's a really strong feeling that, and I feel that it may be them, that they're trying to replicate you. They're trying to bounce off your energy and give you back what you're giving to them. So there could be some water in this person. Pisces is the first one that springs to mind. Pisces are very good at melding into their situation, which is their biggest gift and the greatest torture. I've got quite a few Pisces people around me, and oftentimes they can have real sort of, I'm going to say dark nights of the soul, which is me exaggerating it, of not knowing who they are, because they are, this is what they will say, an accumulation of everybody else they've spoken to, every piece of art they've looked at, the last piece of music that they've actually listened to, because they're almost like there's no boundaries and everything seeps into them. That is often the way that they see life and the way that they see themselves. So with these cards here being replicated, well, not replicated, but there's some symmetry here between the spreads. There's a feeling here that they're trying to be like you so that you like them. So their impression of you is wanting your... Oh, it's difficult here because there's a strong feeling that they're very impressionable. And we're looking at the impression of you, and what they're doing you is they're giving you, not what they're doing you, I don't know if they are doing you, what they're giving you back is a reflection of yourself, which is forthright, caring, sharing, straightforward, but also with a underlayer, underpants, underwear of kindness and caring and wanting the other person to feel good. There's a strong feeling of the life force energy as well, and the energy being replicated here, that what would that be? To me, there's an image of energy sifting through faster, as in like, okay, this is exciting, almost like an energetic meeting where it feels natural, and so the energy gets amped up in some way. But you've got here the Four of Cups. To me, what do they wish happened? It feels like something was said and it was almost like, when you goof up a little bit, and I feel this is them, that they did something or said something that almost pushed you away, or they felt was awkward, or that you wouldn't like them, or that they were dissimilar to you and it almost ruined the vibe in some way, and they wish that hadn't happened. This is how they feel about you at the moment. I think that they feel that they want to be like you when they meet you, and I think that they're quite pliable like that. I think that what you share together is an energetic sort of combination of somebody that likes to live life but is very soft underneath. Somebody who it's like the type of person who doesn't bite unless bitten first, to be honest, with the King and Queen. But with this sort of fire here, is that you won't let life get you down. The person that gets up and keeps going. So I feel there's something very similar between the pair of you. They're seeing that in you, and it's almost like pushing out their energy even more. So what you're getting when you're seeing each other is basically like looking into each other's eyes and seeing the same thing. I feel that when you were together, I feel that there might have been some of the life force energy, some sort of nervousness, because I can almost feel like it's like a record. Those things that you used to play in school. Those things that are always stinky, weren't they? They used to put them in that stupid sleeve and go and tell Aunt Nancy. The old grey goose is dead. I feel that the energy's going through you, but with the recorder, it's like you've both got the same holes open. Don't take that the wrong way, but it's almost like chakras. So what you're getting is an amped up version of what you already are being exchanged with each other. So that's the best I can do. But the Four of Cups here, what they wished happened is, I think that in some way something was said, or somebody turned away too quickly, or one of you had to reveal something that almost stopped the connection, like I've got a boyfriend, I've got a girlfriend, or sorry, I've got to keep moving on, and it felt as if it ran a little bit flat at the end and they wished that hadn't happened. Right, next one. Okay, this has got a frustration at the end of it. The Three of Wands, especially with what we've said with regards to being a reflection. The three is almost, it's like a sign of stability. It's that they felt at ease with you. They see you as somebody that makes somebody comfortable, somebody who shares, somebody who's quite open, but to a point with these two cards. It's to a point that you're not gonna put yourself on the line for somebody to make a fool of yourself, or you're not gonna put yourself across to somebody to give of yourself, or tell somebody you fancy them or you're attracted to them until you know that it is actually equal on both sides. I feel this person has amped up their energy in some way to give you that, to lay the carpet out, to say that it's open to do that. And as that is carrying on, they've put their foot in it, or something's been said that has basically taken the energy back down, because it all turns black and white over here with the Four of Cups. So the impression that you left them with is the Chariot card. It's like they're angry with themselves over something that's happened. They feel that you are very similar, but the Hermit card and the Three of Swords is, I can't go there. As in, it's as if there's something there that won't let, either your boundaries are incredibly straight here, as in like, I'm open with you, I'm friendly with you, you know that I'm attracted to you, but you won't be definite about that. That's maybe where you pull back here. And here they've taken that as a come on, but you can't come. I don't know what that means. This is like relating. The Chariot card is like strong will. This person has got a real desire to get to know you more. And these cards here are somebody saying, go home and think about it. Go and sit on the naughty step and think what you've just done. These two cards. So let me start summing this up. How they see you, their thoughts on you since you've not been together for a while or a day. Their thoughts about you are the man or the woman who was open and straight and really grabbed my interest. There was something very warm about this person, but to a point that they kept themselves. They didn't cross the line to make themselves, to give too much of themselves. There's a sense of pride in this, especially with the Sun card and these cards here. But there's also a quirkiness here in you as well. The way that you may be slightly different, the things that you say may be amusing with the Mother of Air and the Sun card here. You may be very good at making people laugh or smile with these two cards. There's a sense of seeing through life and having the guts to poke fun in it with these. So I don't know what you said, but it's amusing and open. Your interaction was, to me, looks incredibly formal. You could have even been talking about, I don't know, how to work electric fires or something with these cards, because it's very mundane, very factual, very methodical here. But in doing that, there's a sense of, it might have been something in your eyes. There's a sense of kindness there, which I think that they basically came back at with you, with their empathy and their consideration for you as well. So I feel that it was them encouraging you to open up more, and an agreeableness between the pair of you is what I would say here. You have got this card here, which is, I feel a sense of vulnerability that they're picking up from you too, even though that you're brave, you're courageous, but I don't know whether they're sensing that there may be a shyness inside you, even on a bolshy exterior. Lovely, I'm sure that is lovely. Right, so their thoughts on what they wished happened between the pair of you. They knew that they did a good job of relating to you. They knew that your energy was very similar, and I feel that it was quite exciting to connect with you. And I know they felt that too with the life force energy here. But I feel also when they think about you, they think, what on earth did I do that for? Or why did it go downhill? Maybe you said something, maybe they said something with the Four of Cups here. It's like it was left on a dry note when it was going so well. And who hasn't done that? Who hasn't thought, yeah, this is really fun, this is really exciting, and then just put their foot in it? Every tarot reading, I'm enjoying myself, and I think, oh no. I have to edit that out, and most of the time I forget to edit anything out. So that has got that feeling of wanting to edit out a bit of that here. Their thoughts about you after you've left them, also the impression that you made on them is, oh, that's my guy, that's my girl, we get on really well. This is real, like friends, and wanting to see you again, and knowing that if they did meet you again, that the conversation would flow easy, that you both have very similar energy, and that you both dwell together very well. There's a strong drive in this person to meet you again, but also they feel that it's futile in some ways. I'm just finishing a bad note for you here. With the Hermit card and the Three of Swords here, it's like, it's difficult to get close to you. So I don't know whether your life circumstances keep you away from this person, or it's just generally difficult to meet you, or whether you're on the other side of the world or already have a girlfriend, that type of thing. Yeah, that is retracted energy that feels quite painful. This is somebody who's got overexcited once they've left you, thinking, God, I was a real fool of myself then, but that person was really exciting and really floated my boat. You got two there, but it's really difficult to see them again. Or if I did see them, I know we'd get on well, but there's something going on in here that makes it feel that, I don't know if it's reflecting on this. Let me put some more cards on it. I don't know if they're reflecting on putting their footing it in some way, or saying something or doing something. Because this type of energy has got, you know, that sort of thing when you finish talking and it's gone really smoothly and you're really happy, you're thinking, oh my God, game on, and then you fall over the chair on the way out type of feeling. Why that at the end? Give me something positive to finish on. Anxiety. Because it goes with this and this. It's them, I think, overthinking. Because you've got these cards over here as well, there's a real sense of wanting the Two of Cups to appear here, and for me to say, look, and Two of Cups, I knew it would come. Because your personalities are incredibly similar, is what I would say. So it's like them meeting themselves. And there's a sense of, did I say everything correct afterwards? Or did I put my foot in it? Or did they know, was I being stupid? Or with this life force energy, did I make a fool of myself? Or did I give too much? Because I think that you were measuring yourself on that too. So to summarise here in a few sentences, their thoughts on you: exciting, fun, well measured in the energy that you give out. You know who you are, you know that you're good at relating to people, and you know when to not give too much away. Because this almost feels like a new meeting to me. When you sort of watch yourself to try and measure what the other person is like. Their thoughts on how you actually got on. It was like, as I said a few times, it was very formal, but there was an air of kindness and an air of wanting the other one to feel comfortable from both of you. What they wished had happened when they met you was they wished that they hadn't basically, I was going to say ballsed up, but that's not a very nice term, but it comes out of my mouth quite often, that they think they'd made a mess of something, or hadn't given you something, or just put a full stop on it. This is like somebody went, oh God, what did I say that for? And the final thing is the impression that you made on them. You got them overexcited. They know that you're easy to talk to. There's a relief in that. There's a need to get to see you again, but knowing that may be quite difficult. So that's what I've got, pile number 1. I hope that helps. I'm going to love you and leave you. Please check out my website, HULUPPU.co.uk. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Sorry, this is like, I did a nice lot of shuffling, and then I basically started talking complete rubbish about Ouija boards and rituals and ceremonies, which needs to be cut out. Anyway, has anybody seen the film Talk to Me? I almost pooed my pants. Honest to God, it was such a good film. It's a really good film. Yeah, let's move on. Their thoughts on you. Let's have a look. What I will do is I'll pull over the first card and tell you what I think of that. It's probably the one that gives me the biggest impression just because of the type of cards. And then I will unveil the other cards, and things will change probably. At the moment, that your personality, their thoughts on that, the Two of Swords is stubborn possibly, immovable, in some way cut off. It's somebody who isn't giving too much away, somebody who is, and I always think there's two different types of people. There's ones that are very open and very giving and gushing, and there's the ones that sort of like impress me. There's bits in between, of course, but I feel that in our family that we have that section that is very much split. Me and my son tend to like things to be comfortable until it's not, and then we don't care. Well, my husband and my daughter are very much this. It's like, I'm going to sit here and wait and see, and it can make people who like to fill in gaps quite uncomfortable. I feel that you are that person. Do you open your Christmas presents and say, I don't like that? Because that's the impression I'm getting from that. It's like you're quite straight. You're very much, what people see is what they get. So it's very sort of cool and calculated. Actually, no, calculated is the wrong word. You're just sort of yourself. Lovely, lovely. Let's have a look at the rest. Personality-wise, okay, right. If I stick that Tower card with the Two of Swords, Two of Swords twice. 3 twos. Okay, what is this? Why have you got 3 twos in here? I'm going to talk to myself as I do these readings. I often do because I tend to find out. I'm telling you what I'm thinking, to be honest. You've got 3 twos in here. The twos tend to be, they can often be blockages because you don't know which way to go because you've got choices. Oftentimes it can be polarity or duality. Something I was talking about yesterday in a video that I did on the Star card, which has got a HULUPPU tree in it. And at the bottom of the HULUPPU tree is Lilith. And Lilith is that sort of energy when we are split initially, like male and female, or masculine and feminine, whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. It's just two different energetic bundles, isn't it, really? And what happens is that we always feel as if we're not whole, and so we tend to kick out on the other at times. And we go through situations in life where we're doing a lot of kicking out, and in the end we embody that angst. And a lot of the times as the world tries to come back to one, that angst is going to be all over the place. So you've got the Tower card here. So what I'm feeling is there's almost like a plutonic fight going on here. It's like subtleties, and you move first, and we're playing with each other here. We know it. Who's gonna do the first move? It's like a sexual attraction in a scorpionic way that is being very quietly reeling somebody in. It's a type of thing you make films out of, this type of energy, especially in the masculine tends to get this energy put upon them. Not always. Yeah, I think it is actually. I think in the past it has been. It tends to be, because the feminine energy, and I don't mean male or female, I mean feminine energy, tends to be seen as yielding, while masculine energy is very, hence why, that. So, the 1, the 2. Oh, okay. How they see your personality, it's unyielding. It's straight. It's not people-pleasing. It's not trying to be something that it's not. It's got a huge physical, sexual pull to it, and I think that you know that already with these cards here. It's quite a strong pile to have 3 twos and the Tower card, and that's the best way I can translate it. Yeah, you may have different translations, but I think it's important to keep the major arcana in mind and the fact you've got 3 twos there. Okay, so let's have a look at your interaction, how their thoughts on you and how you got on. Twos, 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 and major arcana in here. The Magician and the Hierophant. Again, I love it. You've got the Magician card, all the skills at your disposal. You can do whatever you want with this person. You can talk to them, you can laugh with them, you could basically kiss them, you could pull them around a dance floor. It doesn't really matter. They know that you can do it, that you're not afraid, or that you're not, experienced, or you're not, there's courage there again, a bit like pile number 1. But the Hierophant card is like, it's a bit like the middleman, isn't it? So it's like you've contained that, and it's almost like they've got to unlock that in you. It's a huge sense of tension in this pile of this person thinks that you can do what you want and that you're choosing not to. You've got here the Two of Pentacles again. It's like you give out a tiny bit and then you pull it back again. It's like you reveal a little bit of yourself and then you sort of push it. This person, you're making this person work for you. So your interaction, I think, has been quite difficult for them. This is interesting, pile. It's not. Every pile brings up something different, and I still don't know what it is, and I don't know how many people relate to this. But this is an intriguing. I would love to see this interaction because it's almost a bit vampy. It's got that sort of unsaid, physical pull to it, where other people in the room pick it up. But there's a feeling here of almost a bit of. The person can read you, because I wonder whether they've got a similar nature here with the Magician card and the Hierophant. You can do what you want, but you're choosing not to. You're choosing to bide your time with the Hierophant. You're going to give... The Hierophant there is like the Pope who gives the information down to the people on the floor down here when he feels it's apt or the right time. And that's what I feel you're doing. You're almost like holding off. And hence why you got this card at the beginning. And you're playing with that. Oh, you're just a bit naughty, you are. And this card down here it's difficult for them to get close to you. If you are one of those people that like emotions or reactions in conversations, or you want to feel at ease initially here, which if that is your person, they will find you difficult. They will want more from you. And it's like, no, but I do think that we often choose partners who are different from ourselves so that we become a little bit more equal. Neither extremes are good, are they? I don't know. Anyway, let's go on to what had they wished happened. So how has this changed their thoughts? The Six of Swords. I can translate that as you can see it. Okay. I'm going to translate it the best I can. I'll give you alternatives because I can always be wrong. Always am wrong. The Six of Swords here is... with what I've got so far here, it's like this person is wanting to flee. There's a feeling of being really uncomfortable, wanting to move away and finding the interaction quite difficult. Oh my God, you're all switching off thinking, I can see it. What an awful tarot reader. But there is a feeling of uncomfortableness. And I'm going to make this better, and this is the truth. I have got so many friends who are with people who I would say are quite opposite. I don't think there's a such thing as being totally opposite and still getting on, but there'll be qualities that you need to learn that this other person, that you may be giving this person, and maybe it is a need to be straight and a need not to give out your energy so much. And I feel your person finds that difficult, and I feel that you may be good for them. Vampy. Okay, the Six, so that's what I've got. Let me see, it may change. Higher self, lessons. Five of Swords, painful lessons. And the Two again of Pentacles. To be honest, in my mind, it reiterates what I'm already thinking. The Five of Swords is this person gets the prize if they're prepared to put the effort in. The higher self is that you've been brought together possibly to assimilate something that is difficult to assimilate together. And I feel this has got something to do with the way that you both interact and how much energy you give out. And to question why in both ways. Neither extremes are good. People that give out too much, oftentimes you can trace that back to possibly a childhood where they felt the need to do that, and people that block off, same thing. Something in between is just spot on. The Five of Swords here, for what they wished had happened, they're looking for equality. The Five of Swords is somebody that's one in the front and somebody behind that looks defeated. And in that is the lesson. And you've got the Twos coming up again. And this person wishing that it had gone It was more playful, it was more free, it was more easy. And what they actually got was an intense sexual pull with possibly not a lot of words, maybe a lot of staring, not a lot of affirmation for them, for you being pulled towards them and them wanting to, or feeling the need to work for it. The impression that you left them with, fireworks, liking that one. Seven of Pentacles, oh my gosh, okay, and the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Right, this person has gained or experienced a huge crushing moment after seeing you or being with you. It's afterwards it all starts igniting. If this person is very much stimulated by their feelings and you've held off and there's been tension there, when they've gone, when they've basically escaped from you, that's when it's all started. This person has got what I guess is a huge crush on you. The Seven of Pentacles here, it's grown over time. You're different from them and possibly their usual type, which is possibly come really easy towards them. And I feel that you didn't give that much away. The King of Cups, this person's quite soft, and I want you to be kind to them here because they've got the King of Cups here. They don't know how else to not give. And the Nine of Wands here is like they want to hold back. They want to be cool, and collected was the word I needed, not calculated. That was the one I thought that was rude when I said it, and I didn't actually mean it. If you stayed to the end, I'm sorry. That is actually what I did mean here. Not cool and collected, non-calculated. Not calculated here. And that's with the Nine of Wands being slightly defensive with the xylophone in front of them. With the xylophone in front of them. That's what they wish they were more like you. And so the next time they meet you, what they're going to be is possibly more like you. So that may make you work a little bit harder. Because if you like this person, hence why you're watching this reading, and you know to know what they think of you, they were incredibly physically attracted to you, and very strong sexual tension, and very awkward, I think, with regards to the energy that went between you, because they can feel it. I don't think you were able to discuss it or to play with that. There wasn't like an easygoing, flirty, you know, like fire energy tends to tell you what they think of you straight away, which is lovely and very, you know, it's very complimentary a lot of the time. Is that the right word? That right words? But I feel here that you didn't. Yeah, you could have, but you didn't. Could have, would have, should have, but didn't bother. Here, afterwards, I think that's when it's basically gone off inside them. And what they want to do is they want to come back to you with a similar energy that they always were with this here. But they're learning, because these are quite protective cards. The Seven of Pentacles, this is like time protective. It's like I can buy my time, and this is nine of Wands here is I can hold in my energy. So what I think will happen next time you see them is they will come at you more like you came at them, which is more like a little bit more shut off. Neither are good or bad. Neither are good or bad. It's just how we play with energy. You know, we don't know, do we? We never know what happened in past lifetimes, whether we've come back as the complete opposite. I don't think so, because you wouldn't remember that, I don't think. I think that we come back experiencing something very similar, and then maybe we have an almost, you know, totally a white before we come back totally different. Don't know, just made that up. So their thoughts on you, hard nut to crack, incredibly sexy, a very strong pull towards you, knowing you could do more and that you're not going to. You just want cool cucumber. You can play, and I think there's a bit of fear coming from them. No, yeah, they're feeling fear of an interaction with you because they felt that maybe they should have said more, maybe they said too much, one or the other, wanting to please you in some way, and you not really allowing that. The Six of Swords here, this is a strange thing to say because I always think people who look at tarot readings and astrology tend to be very open, because you virtually have to be very open, because there's no like scientific, well, there's not much scientific proof. There is more so in astrology. So you have to have a sense of, you know, what ifs and an openness with that. And oftentimes you get very creative people that watch tarot and astrology because they have that personality that wants to ping out and wonder. And in that they reach things before other people do. And this is why this is surprising me, this energy, but maybe you just a tough nut. And here they felt, their thoughts on you is that you possibly made them feel a little bit shut out and that they have to work harder. But to be honest, their main thoughts on you have developed afterwards, after the get-together or the connection, where it's just basically exploded into huge crush-tastic energy, and then wanting to be more control next time they see you. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to leave that there. Please check out my website. It's me selling. Please check out my website, HULUPPU.co.uk. Yeah, if you want to. If you want to. I'm going to leave that with you. I am going to love you and leave you. Bye. I forgot what I was doing then. I was thinking so much as I was dealing here. I've totally forgot where I was. It's like when you're on hold on a phone, isn't it? And then they ask you, and you got to the end, like, I don't know, ring the dentist or something, and they ask you what you want. You've no idea. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at their thoughts on you. Each pile has got a different section, which will tell me a little bit on how they perceive you. I'll turn over the large card first, and I will translate that, or what I can see through it, individually, and then the other cards next to it, so it may change. So let's go with their thoughts on your personality. The King of Cups. You've got each card tends to have a different tinge to it, even though they're all the King of Cups has a basic underlying meaning. The basic underlying meaning of the King of Cups is basically you're top dog with your emotions. You're good at giving. You're kind. You're compassionate. You're considerate, but you own it. You're somebody who's wise. You're not somebody who's taken advantage of with regards to your feelings. You've got here the third eye here, so you're very intuitive, and they're picking that up from you. That you give in a way that you're confident in who you are, and you're able to read situations and what's needed. So there's a very sort of there's a strength about you here that is gentle, a gentle strength, almost like the Strength card. Let's have a look what else they're picking up about you. 10 of Cups. So I feel like I'm giving like a tarot lesson here because I'm saying it aloud, but you've got a lot of water in here and your ability to use it. The 10 of Cups and the High Priestess, these 3 cards all speak to me of subtleties, emotions, kindness, and the 10 being an accumulation of the cup cards, the King of Cups being accumulation of the people, what's the name for it, but the people cards in the pip cards, the Knight and the Queen. There's something here that you've achieved. They see you as being either very all together with your emotions, like maybe you are a father, maybe you are a mother, or there's some feeling that you would be good caring for people, that you consider it and you know what you're doing. The High Priestess and the Magician card are a bit witchy here. So you're a force to be reckoned with here. There's something a bit otherworldly about you. There's something very much, you read situations. It's more profound than I'm about to say this because it's got a strange feeling inside of me. You're very good at reading situations. You're very good at knowing what is needed in each particular situation and then creating whatever you want. You are, in some way, like an emotional magician. This is giving me a really funny feeling. This is quite a magical feeling. How they perceive you is somebody who's got life sussed and knows what to do with it. Really complimentary, very subtle, very, very attractive. Very, very attractive. Oh my gosh, this is lovely. It's very rarely you meet people with this energy. And it's almost like you want to just be with them. It's like they know what's going on in life. They know that to give and to care and to be yourself and to share yourself is the key. And they do it perfectly. They're focused in what they're doing and where they're going. This is you. You're focused in what you're giving out, and you've experienced enough in life to realise what's needed and what's not needed. You don't suffer fools gladly. Is that the right way? Or is it you don't suffer... Yeah, I think it's something like that, lightly, isn't it? You don't. You're magnificent. In this pile, it just feels spot on. This person's got a very, very... what's the word? high regard for you. You know, all together, it's almost a bit sort of guru-y, this type of feeling. It's like, I know what's needed. I make it work in the world. I understand my path and I'm making it work. You know, I am it. I am my path. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's go on to your interaction. Okay, I'm just going to start again. The interaction here, the Judgment card, it's life-changing. This is like meeting somebody, and I think quite a few people know what this feels like. When you meet a certain person and you know that they're going to be a big part in your life, and it shakes you to the core. It can be a real shocker at times. A lot of the times I think we wheedle through life, you know, generally a little bit half asleep, and then occasionally in life things happen and you start to question what is really going on. And occasionally those things that are going on are other people coming into our life, and and it's like being beaten across the head or thumped in the stomach when you meet that person, because it's like, oh my Lord, there's something going on behind that curtain. So you've made a huge impression. The Magician card and the Hierophant card we had in the last pile. Your interaction, the way that I interpreted this in the last pile, but you've got the Page of Pentacles here, which makes it different. The last pile was really collected and had a bit of a vampy feel about it. And I interpreted that as in that you know what to do, the Magician card, with any situation that comes to you. And this is more about your interaction, so you can do it if you want to. But the Hierophant card had almost like, because of the whole spread of the last one, almost like a peeled back energy in it. And I will give you, when in my own time, you know, bide your time, I'm going to give something to you, a conversation, you know, a snippet, a wink, I don't know what, when I'm ready, because it had a controlled feeling about it. But with the Page of Pentacles here and the fact you're coming across so beautifully in the top pile, that I think your interaction is that you gave enough for them to see your personality and make a huge change inside them. So I don't feel your interaction was, you know, huge, or that you know, I don't know, it felt like something was suggested. And it was almost like that suggestion made, you know, every neuron in this person's body ping off. Very romantic feel about this. Very much things suggesting, you know, possibilities, probabilities, and it really hit home. Okay, you've made a huge impression on this person. So let's have a look at what they wished had happened. Page of Swords. If you've got the Page of Pentacles here, and I'm sort of thinking there was some sort of communication. It was all above board, you know, earthy, Pentacle card, polite, conversation, something offered, maybe work together with the Pentacle card here. It was some form of mundanity that was fed out in a very ordinary way. And this is the Page of Swords here. What they wished had happened. The Page of Swords, again, is maybe a little bit more talking, a little bit more communication, a little bit more insight into what's going on. The Page of Swords sometimes is on the top of a cliff looking down. So it's like they're thinking and wondering and feeling strange. And maybe here with the Page of Swords, their mind's beginning to click really fast and wondering whether you feel the same. I don't know the answer to that yet, but let me get the other cards out. Okay, if you've got the Judgment card down here and the Sun card up here, that is like clarity. And we were just saying we don't know whether they're wondering what you feel here. And yet this is the Page of Swords is looking for a clue or wanting something small, like, you know, some form of a sentence to confirm that you're feeling the same as them. And I don't think they got it. So what they wished had happened, that they were sure that you felt the same as them, that the impact that you made on them was returned, you know, that you were feeling it too. To me, that's straightforward here. That's clarity. These are like words or expressions, something small given and not getting it, and feeling that, you know, perhaps I'm the only one that felt like something had changed inside me, and that's them behind, and that's you, won, that type of feeling. That's not literally how they're, you know, they're not seeing themselves as you won, but more a case of they wish that you'd give more. I don't actually, not given more, because I feel that you do that very well. You give enough you do that in a way that's very sort of wise and very sort of, you know what's correct for each situation. You read people very well. You read the whole circumstance very well, and you do what's correct. And but I feel that they wanted more because they felt like this. They wanted something in your eye to say, I'm really attracted to you, or I'm feeling this too. And I don't feel that they got that from you. There is a really witchy feeling in this pile. The impression that you made on them, the starseed. And as I was saying here, occasionally I do piles. Occasionally I do piles, doesn't sound too good, does it? And you get a feeling inside your body in certain piles that you get. And this is one of those piles where it feels like it's something else. It feels like there's something, and I don't know if this is for everybody, because if you don't identify with this pile, it may not be yours, but there may be somebody out there that also felt that this connection is a big deal at that particular moment in time. I feel that your person felt it, and almost like you made some sort of spell on them, and I wonder whether they question themselves afterwards, especially if you haven't seen each other for a while, whether it was all them in some sort of strange mood. You all know what that feels like. The impression that you made on them, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, and Inspiration of... Yeah. This is like somebody who felt that something happened, but has tried to sort it out afterwards in their heads because they thought they were silly. 8 of Pentacles is very much a working on yourself or working with others, and it's very sort of safe and organised and moving forward and, straight. Then you've got the 6 of Swords, which is some sort of transition to do with the way that your mind works. And then you've got the Inspiration of Pentacles, is basically thinking, get yourself together, let's just keep moving. So this has got, their thoughts about you are... You're like some sort of... No, that was going to sound wrong. It wasn't the words that were wrong. It was the connection. If you put them together, gave a different connotation. You're some sort of... I was going to tell you what I was going to say. I was going to say spiritual vamp. But I stopped myself because it sounded like vampire. But what I was trying to say is there's a credible pull from you that feels otherworldly. I never keep things to myself. There is a feeling of that in here, and that you've had a huge effect on them, and they've wanted to know whether you felt the same with this pile here. And I feel that what you did was very much beautifully in control. It feels like somebody ice skating, and it's like beauty, but you can tell that there's a toughness there. If you hit that ice, it's like concrete. It's like you're just gliding in life. And that's how they perceive you. But they know that you're probably gliding because you've fallen down many times before, and so you know how to do it, but you do it for the best. It's not like you're when people fall down, you have a choice to get up and to give, I always think, or you've got to have a choice to get up and be bitter. Sometimes they're a combination of both, but this is definitely, you've hit that ice, and you're one of those people that get up and you glide and you give. And I feel that this person has really fallen for that. Really thought that is perfection in motion in some way. And here that they've felt that they may have been a bit silly, maybe that they... The Sun card is... you've made an impression on them, and they don't know whether that you felt the same about them. Does that make sense? So you've got here the impression that you left them with is initially a struggle to try and understand the situation, a real want and a need to make sure that you felt the same, feeling that you affected them in a way that was otherworldly, and in some way trying to get their feet on the ground again and slap themselves across the face and say, get over that, just don't be so stupid. So you've made this person think, and you've made this person feel big time, and you've made them want to recalibrate themselves to get themselves back on track, because they felt that what happened was almost like dreamlike in some way, or they've been silly. Yeah, and they sense that in you too, that you've got a sense of purpose, and that you are one of life's strong people that know what's needed, and they've fallen for you head over heels, and there's been some sort of alchemy in your meeting. Right, pile number 2. I'm going to love you and leave you. Please check out my website, huluppu.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye.